Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We have our EK Knives golemxodia character here. Possibly the last iteration of it. In this video, or this variant, I am pushing the explodes to be extremely juicy. This is probably the best feeling explode build I've ever played. If you are trying to do juiced content with lots of mobs packed together, this is the build for you. It's not only has amazing explodes, but it's also very tanky. I was surprised at how tanky this thing ended up. This T17 map I'm doing right here has all the map modifier effect on the Atlas, and then it has crit multi, minus max, and elemental penetration. So pretty much anything will obliterate the character. But yeah, we didn't die a single time, and HP really didn't go down at all. And that's thanks to a few different mechanics. I'll go into the details of the build over in the PoB section, which will be time-stamped. For now, this will be the end of the intro. This video will just have a bunch more clips, and they'll all be time-stamped. Right here is the Juiced T17 map I did. So if you want to see me clear a boss and the whole map, feel free to watch the whole thing. I'll have the boss time-stamped. And just one last little disclaimer. I do not recommend this build for bossing still. You can do it, and you can kind of cheese it, especially in T17s with bosses that don't phase or have really short phases. If you stack up enough headhunter buffs and use your Vol Breach, you can actually pretty much one-shot the boss in most scenarios. So if you do want to do that, it's definitely possible, and I do it in this map so you can see what's going on. But yeah, that's going to be all for my intro, so enjoy. Thanks for watching.
Your valor is his commandment. Godlike take his dance. I have no...
Ah, there you are. Ready to...
I require only faith. The rest is yours.
Ah,
The code is clear. It is forfeit.
ah, there you.
You will go through here.
I will not be made a fool.
I speak, but no God.
I'm ready, and not before. When I'm ready, and not before.
Alright, here's a quick overview of the Mercenary. I'll just scroll over each item real quick for people that just want to see the items. There'll also be a PoB linked with the Mercenary gear in it. And I'll try and keep that updated. Yeah, there's the items, and now I'll go over a short overview of the items. Got Hatred effect on a few of these. Hatred's giving us a lot of extra damage for the explodes and ethereal knives. It's pretty powerful. Just these 3 items are Hatred effect. Then we also running curses. 3 curses right now. Can run more than that though. Just pretty much run however many you want. I'm running only weakness, enfeeble, and inflammability on hit. And then also running curse enemies on hit with this circlet. This actually applies pretty much every curse in juiced content to tankier mobs. And then the rest of the gear is focused on survivability. Defiance of Destiny, very powerful. Rainbow Stride, also very good. 90% chance spell block. Get another 25 from the staff. Spell block is 59%. Then the last piece is this Garb of the Ephemeral. This is I feel like best in slot for a lot of mercs if you're not running Doriani's mercenary. Nearby's allies' action speed cannot be modified below base value is so powerful, especially for juiced content, T17s. There's so many things in the game that slow you and makes your build feel terrible. This solves that pretty much. And we're also able to do some special tech with replica Rumi flasks, which I'll explain in the PoB section. And then also the nearby enemies cannot deal critical strikes, very strong as well. That's all for the Mercenary Overview. Alright, we got our Spec 4, possibly final variant of ethereal knives, the golemxodia shoot-off for this build. And this is the more min-maxed version. I do recommend going straight to this one, not bothering with Spec 3 unless you're low on currency or something, because the gear is a lot more expensive here, but it feels so much better at this point. Build feels really tanky, and it does insane damage in the content that you're supposed to do. So yeah, I'm happy with what it is. I'll go over this note section first, then passive tree, then the skills, or then the items and the skills last. So first I'll just go over these notes. So yeah, just some random comments, and then can clear any content pretty much as long as there's mobs nearby. And yeah, this is really true. You can definitely do T17s, but you need mobs, and I use Vault Breach to bridge the gap there. If the boss has phases, it becomes more of a pain. You'll have to go in like early on with Vault Breach and some rare modifiers from Headhunter, and then if that doesn't kill the boss through all the phases, then you'll have to leave, make sure you don't create a portal in the boss room, and then go back in. So yeah, it can be clunky if you're trying to do annoying bosses. I recommend if you're going to do T17 maps, just do Fortress. You can pretty much one-shot that boss every time really easily with enough stacks and Vault Breach. Now we have a new mercenary set up now. I'll go over that. Actually, that was before this section, so go through the timestamps if you missed it. And I'll link the PoB as well for the mercenary. Disclaimer, spec 1 through 3 is messed up now, so yeah, if you're doing spec 1 through 3, go to my previous video and the mercenary will be more accurate for that one. Though you should use this mercenary. Nah, just ignore that. Just use the spec, use my other PoB for spec 1 through 3. I don't want to complicate things. So yeah, we got some wonky tech in here. It's really powerful, but it is definitely wonky. Using 2 replica Rumi's flasks, I'll show them right here. They have enkindled increased duration. Actually, I'm going to go over these during the items section, but the wonky tech is we have almost permanent uptime on both of those, but you do have to press them yourself. They give you max block almost, and with Savalin, your block is like 90-90. It's pretty crazy. And then yeah, for all you Mage Blood enjoyers, go ahead, pop it in, get rid of whatever flasks you want to get rid of. Mage Blood can be good in certain content, lower, like easier content, I would say, where you want to be faster, movement speed and stuff, and just like zoom around, and you don't need as much damage or tank. Mage Blood is a good option, but it's not as good as Headhunter for juice content. It's not even close. Then yeah, there was one more thing I wanted to do. I have Charisma on my Ami right now, and I wanted to anoint Lasting Tempest, which gives increased ignite duration. Super powerful for the build. We're pretty much just fishing for big ignites from the exploded mobs, but I wasn't able to get any mana reserve Megalos for either Discipline or Malevolence. They're pretty expensive, but yeah, they're out there. So if you do get one, you can swap your anoint over for this and enjoy the big damage boost. and quality of life. Yeah, I don't really have much in this infinite currency section. I'll add to it maybe not. If you're trying to push the build further, let me know and I'll try and guide you personally. But yeah, there's my overview of the, I don't know, node section. So for the passive tree, not much has changed between spec 3 and spec 4. I think all the clusters are the exact same. The only difference I think is right here. We're not converting any of our damage anymore to elemental. We don't really need to because we're ignite based and all damage ignites. So we're just doing this stuff. The most important thing on this wheel is this mastery. We get a big ignite and you refresh it with critical strike. And then these two nodes. Increased ignite duration on enemies, also very important. I tried to run replica Ember Wake, which gives a ton of increased ignite. Ignite deals damage faster, but it also reduces the duration, and I ended up dropping it because it felt kind of bad. Alright, now for items. Items change a bunch. Grace of the Goddess now. This scales your explodes like crazy. Insane amounts of damage. Savalan, super expensive shield. Most OP like shield in the game. Chance to block is lucky. This thing's ridiculous. The second I equipped this thing, I felt so tanky. I love the shield. And then, yeah, I got a better chest. 900 ES, 34% chance to explode. Those are the only mods that really matter on there. Higher chance to explode is really nice. You can definitely feel the difference. Yeah. We got new gloves, just more ES. Implicits are really easy to roll, just lesser currency. And boots, no movement speed on these. Yeah, I went that route. I use Frostblink of Wintry Blast to travel around. It's definitely slow, but it works. And you can switch out Brittle Ground for action speed. I would recommend doing that. Amulet Whispers Infinity. This is mandatory. We don't have to worry about mana cost. It gives us a lot of defense. It's such a good amulet. Thing's going to get nerfed, I bet. Yeah, Polaric Devastation for left slot. It's for the duration of ailments and for cover enemies in Ash. Very strong. This ring slot's more flexible. Mostly I'm using this one for the mana reserve. But there's also a little bit of damage coming out from it. Headhunter, same as last time. Flask changed a bit, I think. Let me see. Yeah, we gotta change flasks. Alright, so the biggest change here is this replica roomies. I went over this a bit in the notes section, but you need your mercenary to run Garb of the Ephemeral, and you need 2 of these with the increased duration enchant. Usually they only last like 0.6 seconds, but with that enchant, they're now like 7-ish, 7 to 8 seconds. So you can just alternate between pressing these. 100% uptime when you're clearing mobs, and on bosses you get like 30 seconds of uptime. It's pretty good. And yeah, you get max block. Like when I click this, 88% chance to block both normally and spells. It's insane. But yeah, you do have to press buttons, so people that don't want to use these, feel free to just use normal roomies, and you'll lose a lot of block, but it's still pretty good. Yeah. Then that's all for the items. For skills, yeah, the links for Ethereal Knives changed a lot. It's mostly just ignite boosting, and then I have combustion for minus fire res. Running Immortal Call. We have pretty high uptime on this because we're running during composure. Lots of golems. I don't think the golems changed at all from before. Oh, yeah, we got Vault Breach now. This is the thing that saves you on bosses. If you have this up, you can usually kill a boss without a problem. But if it's not up, boss damage is low. So, yeah. For auras, we changed those up a bunch. We have Tempest Shield and Malevolence now. Ignites for Malevolence, and Tempest Shield gives us so much block. This thing's giving us about 40% effective block. Super strong with Savalan. So yeah, that's about all. Hopefully that wasn't too long-winded. Thanks for watching. That's all I got for the EK knives, I think. If you want to push it further, if you got questions, comments, let me know, and I'll be happy to address. I think this is my favorite build so far this season, even more than Frost. I love explodes, and this is my first tanky explode character that I've ever created. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'm going to be trying to create more golemxodia variants for however much longer I play the league, and I have some other builds in mind too, but I'm not sure which one will be next. Stay tuned. It could be as late as next week before I release the next build, because I do think I have to want to level up another character and stuff. But yeah, I'm not gonna ramble too much longer. Thanks again, as always, for watching. And if any of my videos are helping you, if you like any of my content, leave a like and a subscribe. Helps me a lot. Other than that, yeah, that's all I got. I'll see you next time.